From the time computers were introduced to government offices over 20 years ago, so was the idea of electronic communication. But despite all the time that has passed, most ministries are far from operating without paper. On July 1st, 2014, the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development decided to take the bull by the horns and launched its first ever paperless initiative. Join Janelle Grant-Hamlet as she discovers what that ministry has been doing to make a difference.
Take a look at these desks. What do you see? Or better yet, what do you not see? If you said paper, you're absolutely right. These desks belong to two of the highest positions in the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, that of Minister Anthony Boson and Permanent Secretary Ruth Elizabeth Rouse. They are setting the example as they steer the ministry in what they proudly call the paperless initiative. P.S. Rouse explains how it all began.
When I entered the ministry on day one, middle of December, I thought I should just start right away and cleared my desk and started and tried to encourage members of staff to do the same, and in the manner of doing business, instead of accepting paper drafts, amending and correcting, I requested that all drafts must be sent to me via email.
These are tough economic times, but government still has to function. P.S. Rouse says going paperless brings along with it advantages such as saving money, boosting productivity, saving space, and making documentation and information sharing easier. While a paperless environment is also ecologically satisfying, she said the transition at times can be a bit daunting.
We do have a number of challenges, and we see them every day, and well, obviously we would need some additional equipment, and the fact that the setup of the ministry, we have a number of officers who work outside, so we would have to eventually be able to equip them with tablets and you know, so they can work from wherever they are, and to ensure that we achieve connectivity throughout the ministry, because sometimes in the vicinity, some days it's a little difficult, sometimes the internet goes down, and you know, so we have to find a way, working along with the providers and so forth. The amount of files and documents stored here at the ministry for many years, we'll have to go back to start to scan them and being able to put them, make them electronic. So it's going to be a long process, but we have started, and we're hoping that the rest of the public service catches our fever.
Minister Boson himself has got the paperless fever. The Education Minister has fully endorsed the initiative. In fact, he said it is one that is long overdue. For him, going paperless ties in perfectly with the e-direction the ministry is heading.
We have been articulating e-learning, e-teaching, e-education. We have been articulating the need to mainstream ICT throughout our education system, and therefore as a ministry I believe we ought to set the pace, right, and to be an example for the ministry, for the other ministries, and let's say our schools.
The minister says creating a paper-free environment is one of his ministry's ways of contributing to waste reduction in government.
We're probably to using paper, there's a lot of wastage in paper. When you have to print something over and over, it's a lot of waste. Yeah, it's a lot of waste. I'm telling you, it's part of the whole overall policy initiative of reducing waste, going paperless.
A major concern of working with electronic documents rather than hard copies is that of data security. But the ministry's information technology officer says that one is already in the bag.
The server that hosts all the paperless info will be a proxy server, which means it's not visible from outside. It's not given a public IP address. It is given an internal private IP address. So through the proxy, it's hard to access the ministry server because we don't show up there as a public IP address.
With the security problem addressed, the staff at the ministry is all on board with this paperless revolution. Some of them have even admitted to increased efficiency since taking the electronic approach to business.
From what we've done within the scholarship desk, we're actually emailing all application forms to persons instead of having a lot of photocopies within our office. And so there's a tremendous amount of cost savings that we've seen from that effort within the scholarship desk.
While Curriculum Officer Lloyd Richardson also admits to the benefits of going paperless, he showed State of Affairs some material that his department would seek to keep in a hard copy form.
You have curriculum guides, past and present, and for the past, we love to keep them for history. Sometimes we do expositions and so forth, so like in time of independence, so we can show where we came from in terms of curriculum, in mathematics and so forth. We have a number of books, textbooks, that are not used in the classroom. However, we use them as resource materials. We give to teachers. We also use them to do research, look at the different strategies and methods that are used. So when we go to schools, we can assist teachers with these things. So it's not all yes, we talk paperless, but of course we need to keep some of the things that are here also.
The ministry's bold step to go paperless has not gone unnoticed, but has gotten the commendation of environmentally conscious organizations such as the Grenada Solid Waste Management Authority.
Given the fact that we have in Grenada quite a huge quantity of waste coming in on the landfill, and paper waste accounts for approximately 13.6% of our waste stream. That's in the form of waste coming in from the commercial sector, and quite a lot of it coming in from institutions, ministries, the schools, etc. We would appreciate any effort by an organization that is geared at cutting down on the quantity of waste that is coming in on the landfill. We would commend the Ministry of Education for taking the initiative, and we do hope that other establishments would see this as an initiative that they can model from and also implement these measures.
While no office can be 100% paperless in its everyday activities, this ministry is proving that it's definitely worth the try. From the Ministry of Education and Human Resource Development, where all hands are on board in the paperless revolution, I am Janelle Hamlet for State of Affairs.